You see, nobody cares. Nobody cares how tough your life is. Nobody cares how many setbacks you've had. This world, it's indifferent to your pain, your struggles, your excuses. And that's not a reason to feel bad, it's a reason to get stronger. Because guess what? Life doesn't hand out sympathy. You can cry, you can complain, you can scream about how unfair things are, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what are you going to do about it? You've got to put in the work. Hard work. Not that halfway effort. Not that I'll try tomorrow attitude, hard work right now. Self-pity is a trap, and it's one of the most dangerous traps you can fall into because it keeps you stagnant. The more you indulge in it, the more it drains your energy, motivation, and willingness to take action. Self-pity gives you a false sense of justification for inaction. You might feel like you have every reason to sit back and sulk about how hard life has been, about how many things haven't gone your way. And let's be real, life can be hard. Circumstances can be unfair. But here's the truth. Self-pity will never change your situation. In fact, it will keep you stuck exactly where you are, or worse, pull you further down. When you wallow in self-pity, you allow yourself to focus on everything that's wrong in your life. You become a magnet for negativity. That mindset doesn't encourage you to fix anything. It only convinces you that you're powerless. It tells you that you're a victim, that everything is out of your control, and that there's nothing you can do to change your situation. But nothing could be further from the truth. You are not powerless. As long as you can take even the smallest step forward, you have power. But the key is you've got to choose to take that step. Imagine someone who's fallen into a pit. They have two options. They can sit at the bottom and cry about how deep the pit is, or they can look for a way to climb out. The person who cries about it stays in the pit. The person who looks for a solution might struggle, but they're moving toward getting out. Self-pity is staying at the bottom of the pit. It doesn't matter how deep it is. Crying about it won't make it shallower. You've got to climb. And climbing is hard. It's uncomfortable. You might slip a few times, but you're moving. Now, let's be clear, acknowledging hardship isn't the problem. Everyone goes through tough times, and it's perfectly human to feel down or frustrated when things aren't going your way. But there's a difference between acknowledging the challenge and wallowing in it. The former is productive. It helps you understand what needs to change. The latter is destructive. It keeps you focused on the problem, not the solution. Here's what you have to understand. No one else is coming to pull you out of that pit. Sure, people can offer advice, support, or even lend a hand, but ultimately, it's on you to make the decision to climb. No one can do the work for you. And this is where the shift in mindset has to happen. Instead of focusing on how unfair things are or how much you've been through, you have to start focusing on what you can do to change your situation. Even the smallest action is better than none. Self-pity will tell you it's okay to wait for someone else to fix things for you, but action will remind you that you are capable of making things better, one step at a time. Let's talk about energy. Self-pity drains your energy because it keeps you in a loop of negative thinking. You replay the same sad stories over and over in your mind, and that takes a toll on your emotional and mental strength. It wears you out without giving you any benefit. In contrast, taking action, no matter how small, builds energy. Every time you make a decision to do something to improve your situation, you create momentum. You start to see progress, and progress fuels motivation. Even if it's something as simple as setting a goal for the day and accomplishing it, that's one step forward. And each step forward gives you the strength to take another. It's also important to remember that self-pity can isolate you from the people who might want to help or support you. When you're constantly focusing on what's wrong, it's easy to push others away. People want to support someone who's trying, someone who's showing up for themselves, even in the smallest way. But if all they see is someone who's stuck in their own misery, they might not know how to help, or they might not want to be around that energy. The antidote to self-pity is action. Pick yourself up, even if it's just one small step at a time. Redirect the energy you're spending on feeling sorry for yourself and put it into doing something, anything that moves you forward. You don't have to have all the answers, you just have to start moving. Self-pity will keep you stuck, but action will pull you out of that pit. The idea that the world owes you nothing is one of the most crucial lessons to grasp, especially in a society that often fosters entitlement. Many people grow up with the belief that if they do certain things, if they follow certain rules, the world will automatically reward them. They think if they go to school, get good grades, and work hard, success is guaranteed. While effort and education are important, success is not a given. The truth is, no matter how much you do the right things, the world doesn't owe you success, happiness, or opportunities. Let's break this down. Think about how many people in the world are working hard right now. Millions, if not billions. People are hustling, grinding, waking up early, staying up late, trying to build a better life. Yet, not everyone gets rewarded equally. Why? Because the world is not a place that hands out rewards just because you've tried. It doesn't matter if you followed the rules or done everything you think you were supposed to do, you're not entitled to anything. The sooner you accept this reality, the quicker you can adjust your approach to life. Entitlement creates a dangerous mindset. It makes you think that because you've put in a certain amount of work, you deserve a specific outcome. When that outcome doesn't happen, frustration, bitterness, and disappointment take over. You might start blaming the system, other people, or even the universe for not giving you what you think you deserve. But here's the tough truth: you aren't owed anything. That's not how life works. Life is about navigating the hand you're dealt and making the most of your circumstances, not expecting the world to treat you differently because you think you've earned it. Now, this doesn't mean that hard work doesn't matter or that you shouldn't try. On the contrary, it means you should work hard, but understand that results come from more than just effort. They come from smart strategy, adaptability, resilience, and timing. The people who succeed aren't just working hard. They're also adjusting, learning, and pushing forward even when the results aren't immediate. They've recognized that life is often about playing the long game. Patience and persistence are key. You might not get what you want right away, but if you stay adaptable and continue to push forward, your chances increase. Another aspect to consider is that success doesn't come from doing the bare minimum or just what's expected. Just because you've done what you were supposed to, gone to school, gotten the degree, worked a job, doesn't mean you'll automatically climb the ladder. Going beyond expectations is what sets you apart. The world doesn't reward average, it rewards excellence. And excellence comes from pushing past what's comfortable, from continually growing and improving. When you start to understand that the world doesn't owe you anything, you also realize that it's on you to create your own opportunities. You have to seize them. They're not going to fall into your lap. Here's another important point. People aren't sitting around thinking about your struggles or your dreams as much as you are. Everyone is focused on their own life, their own path. So waiting for someone else to come along and recognize your potential or give you the chance you think you deserve is a losing strategy. You have to go out and get it. You have to make yourself visible, make yourself known, and prove your value. The world may not hand you anything on a silver platter, but it will reward those who make themselves undeniable. Your results have to speak so loudly that people can't help but notice. The idea that the world owes you something is also a trap because it stops you from taking ownership of your life. When you think you're owed success, you don't feel responsible when things don't work out. You blame external circumstances instead of looking inward to see what you could do differently. But taking ownership is empowering. When you understand that no one owes you anything, you begin to realize that you have more control over your life than you thought. You become proactive instead of reactive. You stop waiting for things to happen to you and start making things happen for yourself. Lastly, when you let go of the belief that the world owes you something, you free yourself from unnecessary frustration and bitterness. You stop wasting energy on why things didn't go your way, and instead direct that energy toward what you can do next. You become more resilient, more focused, and more willing to adjust your strategies when things don't work out. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you see them as part of the process and learn from them. This shift in mindset is what allows you to keep moving forward, no matter how tough things get. It's about growth, adaptability, and the relentless pursuit of your goals without expecting the world to hand you anything. In the end, success is not a matter of entitlement. It's a matter of persistence, hard work, and the ability to keep pushing forward despite the odds. The world may not owe you anything, but that doesn't mean you can't create your own success through determination and smart choices. Action speaks louder than words. This is a phrase we've all heard, but it holds a fundamental truth about life. What you do matters more than what you say. We live in a world where talk is cheap and promises are often made without any follow-through. You can say you want to achieve something, but if you're not taking tangible steps toward it, then those words are meaningless. At the end of the day, results are what count. People respect action, not just ideas or intentions. Talking about your goals and dreams might feel good. It gives you a temporary sense of accomplishment. You share your vision with friends or post about it on social media, and the likes or encouraging comments can give you a false sense of progress. But nothing has actually been done yet. No real steps have been taken. No concrete results have been produced. That's why talking can sometimes become a substitute for action. You feel like you're doing something just by discussing your plans, but in reality, you're standing still. Action is where real progress happens. When you start working toward your goals, you're actively creating momentum. Even small steps, when done consistently, can lead to significant outcomes over time. Think about it. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't isn't always intelligence, talent, or resources. It's often their ability to take action. Successful people don't just talk about what they want, they put in the work. They don't get caught up in endless planning or overthinking. They execute, learn from their mistakes, and keep moving forward. One of the biggest traps people fall into is overplanning. They spend so much time talking about what they're going to do, researching every detail, and waiting for the perfect moment that they never actually take the first step. Perfectionism becomes an excuse for procrastination. But here's the thing, there's never going to be a perfect moment to start. The conditions will never be exactly right. And if you wait for everything to align perfectly, you'll be waiting forever. Action is the antidote to perfectionism. When you start doing, you can adjust as you go. The first step doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be taken. Another important aspect is that people judge you based on your results, not your intentions. You might have the best ideas in the world, but if they remain ideas, no one will ever know what you're capable of. And think about it, when you look at successful individuals, you're not impressed by the things they said they were going to do. You're impressed by the things they actually did. It's the same for everyone. Results speak louder than words ever could. Your actions and the outcomes you produce are the true measure of your capabilities. This doesn't mean that talk isn't important. Communication is essential, but it has to be backed up by action. There's a balance to be found between sharing your goals and actively working toward them. If you're constantly talking about your ambitions but not taking the necessary steps to achieve them, people will start to see through it. It's easy to lose credibility when your words aren't aligned with your actions. But when you let your work speak for itself, you don't need to do as much talking. Your results will do the talking for you. One of the reasons people often get stuck in the talking phase is fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. It's much easier to talk about what you're going to do than to actually do it, because action requires risk. You could fail, you could fall short. But without action, you'll never know what's possible. Talking keeps you safe in the realm of ideas, where nothing can go wrong, but it also keeps you from achieving anything meaningful. Taking action requires courage, the courage to risk failure, the courage to step into the unknown, and the courage to keep going even when things don't go as planned. Another important point is accountability. When you commit to taking action, you hold yourself accountable in a way that talking never will. It's easy to make promises when you're just talking, but it's harder to hold yourself to those promises when action is involved. Action requires discipline, and discipline creates results. When you consistently take action, even in small ways, you begin to build habits that reinforce success. Habits of action are the building blocks of achievement. Over time, those small daily actions compound into larger accomplishments. Taking action also builds confidence. Every step you take toward your goal, no matter how small, gives you a sense of progress. That progress builds momentum, and momentum fuels belief in your ability to succeed. It's a cycle. Action leads to progress, progress leads to confidence, and confidence leads to more action. On the other hand, talking without action erodes confidence because deep down, you know you haven't made any real moves. The more you talk without acting, the more disconnected you feel from the possibility of success. Ultimately, it's not what you say that defines you, it's what you do. People will remember your actions, the impact you made, and the results you achieved. So instead of spending too much time talking about your dreams, spend more time working toward them. Take action, learn from your mistakes, and let your results speak for themselves. The world rewards action, not intentions. Rejection and failure are inevitable parts of life. Everyone faces them at some point. But what separates those who succeed from those who give up is how they respond to these setbacks. Turning rejection into fuel is one of the most powerful mindsets you can adopt. Instead of seeing rejection as a sign to stop or a personal failure, it can be used as a motivator to push even harder toward your goals. This shift in perspective is what allows people to persevere in the face of adversity and ultimately achieve great things. The first step in turning rejection into fuel is to understand that rejection is not a reflection of your worth. It's easy to take rejection personally, whether it's a job you didn't get, a business deal that fell through, or a relationship that didn't work out. But in most cases, rejection is not about you as a person, it's about circumstances, timing, or even factors beyond your control. When you take rejection personally, it can crush your confidence and make you question your abilities. However, when you view rejection objectively, you can use it as valuable feedback for growth and improvement. It's not a stop sign, it's a learning experience. One of the most important lessons rejection teaches is resilience. The more you face rejection, the tougher you become. If everything came easily, you wouldn't develop the strength needed to overcome real challenges. Rejection forces you to adapt, to find new strategies, and to build the mental toughness that's necessary for long-term success. Each rejection can serve as a reminder that you're still in the game, that you're pushing boundaries, and that you're willing to step outside of your comfort zone to pursue what you want. The fact that you're even in a position to be rejected means you're putting yourself out there, and that's a win in itself. Rejection also teaches you the importance of perseverance. Many of the most successful people in the world, entrepreneurs, athletes, artists, didn't achieve their goals overnight. They faced countless rejections along the way. But what sets them apart is their refusal to let those rejections define their journey. Instead, they used each no as motivation to keep going, to refine their approach and to try again. In fact, some of the greatest achievements in history came after repeated failures and rejections. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This attitude of seeing rejection as part of the process is crucial to success. Rejection can also fuel self-improvement. Every time you're rejected, it's an opportunity to ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do better next time? Whether it's a job interview, a sales pitch, or a personal relationship, rejection provides feedback. It might highlight areas where you need to develop new skills, adjust your approach, or simply try a different tactic. When you treat rejection as a tool for growth, rather than a setback, you position yourself to come back stronger the next time. Each rejection becomes a stepping stone toward improvement rather than a barrier to success. Moreover, rejection builds character. It humbles you and reminds you that nothing worth having comes easily. When you face rejection, when you've been knocked down and had to get back up, you develop a deeper appreciation for the process. Success earned through perseverance feels more meaningful because you know the struggle it took to get there. Rejection strips away entitlement and complacency, leaving behind the determination to succeed regardless of the obstacles. It's also important to recognize that rejection can be a redirection. Sometimes when one door closes, it forces you to explore new opportunities that you may not have considered otherwise. Many people have experienced setbacks in their careers or personal lives, only to later realize that the rejection led them to something even better. Maybe the job you didn't get pushed you to start your own business. Maybe the relationship that ended allowed you to grow as a person and meet someone more aligned with your goals. Rejection isn't always a negative outcome. It can be the catalyst for finding a better path. Embrace the uncertainty that comes with rejection, knowing that it might be pointing you towards something greater. Turning rejection into fuel is also about developing a growth mindset. A fixed mindset tells you that rejection means you've reached your limit, that you're not good enough, and that you should stop trying. But a growth mindset views rejection as an opportunity for learning and improvement. When you adopt a growth mindset, you see every no as part of your journey toward success. You become more open to feedback, more willing to experiment with new approaches, and more determined to overcome obstacles. A growth mindset is essential for turning rejection into fuel because it encourages you to see rejection as a challenge, not a failure. Lastly, rejection builds empathy and understanding. When you've faced rejection yourself, you're more likely to support and encourage others who are going through the same thing. You understand how tough it can be, and that makes you more compassionate and resilient. This empathy can strengthen your relationships and make you a more effective leader, mentor, or colleague. Rejection teaches you that success isn't just about getting what you want, but about growing through the process and helping others along the way. In the end, rejection is not the enemy, it's an essential part of the journey to success. How you respond to it is what determines your future. When you use rejection as fuel, you become unstoppable. The idea that no one is coming to save you is one of the most empowering realizations you can have. Many people live with the expectation that at some point, someone or something, a mentor, a partner, or even circumstances will come along and change their life for the better. But the truth is, if you want to achieve something, you have to take full responsibility for your own life. Waiting for someone else to fix your problems or create opportunities for you is a passive mindset that can keep you stuck for years. It's only when you understand that your success, happiness, and growth are entirely in your hands that you gain the power to take control of your life. First, it's important to recognize that self-reliance is the foundation of progress. This doesn't mean that you have to do everything alone or that you can't seek help or guidance, but ultimately, the responsibility for your life rests with you. No one else can want your dreams more than you do. No one else can put in the work that's required to reach your goals. While it's tempting to hope for a break or for someone to come along and push you forward, that mindset puts your future in someone else's hands. By taking ownership of your circumstances, you take back the power to shape your life. Taking responsibility for yourself also means recognizing that external factors, while influential, don't determine your ultimate success. Yes, there are obstacles in life, financial struggles, health issues, difficult relationships, but blaming these circumstances for your lack of progress is a way of avoiding responsibility. Successful people face obstacles too, but they take accountability for how they respond to those challenges. They understand that while they may not control everything that happens to them, they do control how they react and what they do next. When you embrace this mindset, you stop waiting for perfect conditions or external help, and you start making things happen despite the difficulties. One of the key reasons people fall into the trap of thinking someone will save them is because it's easier to wait than to take action. Taking action is hard. It requires effort, discipline, and often a lot of uncomfortable work. It's much easier to sit back and hope that a mentor will give you the right advice, or that a job offer will come out of nowhere and solve your financial problems. But this passive approach leads to frustration because you're constantly waiting for something outside of yourself to change your situation. The truth is, no one can create the life you want but you. Learning to be self-reliant also means developing the skills and mindset necessary to solve your own problems. When you believe that no one is coming to save you, you start looking for ways to empower yourself. You begin to ask questions like, what skills do I need to develop to succeed? What habits do I need to change? Or how can I take control of my finances, health, or career? This mindset leads to personal growth because it forces you to take action rather than relying on others to provide solutions. As you build competence and confidence, you'll find that you're more capable than you realized, and that belief will propel you even further. Another critical element of this principle is that no one cares about your success as much as you do. While you may have supportive friends, family, or colleagues, they have their own lives to manage. No one is going to invest the time, energy, and focus into your dreams the way you need to. Understanding this isn't about feeling isolated or unsupported. It's about realizing that you are the only one who can truly drive your success. Other people may encourage or assist you along the way, but ultimately, you have to be the engine behind your own progress. Taking responsibility for your life also means accepting that no one owes you anything. This is a hard truth for many to swallow, especially in a culture that sometimes promotes entitlement. You may feel that because you've worked hard, studied, or been a good person, you deserve certain rewards. But life doesn't work that way. Success is not guaranteed just because you follow the rules. The world is indifferent to your plans and efforts. Once you accept that you're not owed success, you can stop waiting for it to come to you and start actively pursuing with everything you have. Accountability is another crucial aspect of understanding that no one is coming to save you. When you take full responsibility for your life, you no longer have the luxury of blaming others for your circumstances. You can't point fingers at your boss, your upbringing, or the economy. Instead, you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself what you can do to improve your situation. This level of accountability can be tough, but it's also liberating. It puts the power back in your hands because when you accept that you're responsible for your outcomes, you also realize that you have the ability to change them. Lastly, this mindset fosters independence and resilience. When you stop waiting for someone else to solve your problems, you become more resourceful. You learn how to find solutions, seek out information, and adapt to challenges on your own. This resilience is what allows you to keep moving forward even when things get tough. When you train yourself to be self-reliant, setbacks become less devastating because you trust in your ability to overcome them. You know that no matter what happens, you have the tools, the mindset, and the determination to keep pushing forward. In the end, realizing that no one is coming to save you is not a negative or cynical view. It's a call to action. It's a reminder that you are the architect of your own life. You have the power to shape your future, but only if you take full responsibility for it. By embracing this mindset, you can stop waiting for things to happen and start making them happen. Success is earned, not given. This simple truth underlines a critical lesson: no one is entitled to success. Many people dream of reaching their goals, attaining wealth, or achieving recognition, but too often they approach life with an expectation that success will somehow fall into their lap. In reality, success is not a gift or something that happens by chance. It is the result of consistent, intentional effort over time. Those who achieve success do so because they understand the value of hard work, discipline, and persistence, and they are willing to earn what they desire. To earn success, the first thing you need to embrace is the concept of delayed gratification. In a world where instant results are often expected, the willingness to work for something over a long period of time is becoming rarer. Yet this is one of the most important characteristics of people who succeed. They understand that significant accomplishments take time, and they are prepared to put in the work now to enjoy the rewards later. Whether it's building a career, mastering a skill, or achieving personal goals, the process takes time and consistent effort. Success is built step by step, and each step requires patience and persistence. One key aspect of earning success is sacrifice. If you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do things you've never done. This often means giving up short-term pleasures for long-term gains. While others may be spending their free time on entertainment or distractions, those who are serious about success are investing that time into learning, working, or improving themselves. Whether it's waking up early to work out, staying up late to finish a project, or spending your weekends honing a craft, sacrifice is a necessary part of the journey. The ability to say no to immediate gratification in favor of future success is a powerful indicator of someone who is ready to earn what they want. Another crucial element in earning success is consistency. Success is not achieved through occasional bursts of effort. It's not about working hard for a few weeks or months and then expecting everything to fall into place. The people who reach their goals are the ones who show up every day, even when they don't feel like it, even when the progress is slow, and even when they encounter setbacks. Consistency is the engine that drives success. It's easy to be motivated at the start of a journey, but maintaining that momentum over time is what separates the people who succeed from those who don't. Showing up every day, putting in the work, and sticking to your plan is what will eventually get you to where you want to be. In addition to consistency, discipline plays a significant role in earning success. While motivation can get you started, it's discipline that keeps you going. Motivation comes and goes, but discipline is the ability to do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline is about setting routines, following through on your commitments, and staying focused on your goals regardless of how you feel in the moment. Those who achieve success have developed strong self-discipline. They've trained themselves to stay on course, even when distractions arise or when the journey gets difficult. Failure and setbacks are also part of the process of earning success. Many people view failure as a sign that they should quit, but in reality, failure is often a necessary part of growth. Success is rarely achieved without encountering failure along the way. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they respond to failure. Instead of seeing it as a reason to stop, successful people see failure as a learning opportunity. They analyze what went wrong, make adjustments, and try again. Each failure brings them closer to success because they're constantly improving and refining their approach. To earn success, you have to be willing to face failure, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Another important aspect of earning success is the understanding that there are no shortcuts. In today's world, it's tempting to look for quick fixes or easy paths to success. There are countless offers of get-rich-quick schemes or programs that promise overnight success, but these are often illusions. Real success takes time, effort, and dedication. It involves putting in the work when no one is watching, doing the hard things that others might avoid, and pushing through difficulties. While there may be moments of breakthrough or rapid progress, these are usually the result of long periods of preparation and effort. People who achieve lasting success understand that there is no substitute for hard work. One of the most empowering aspects of earning success is that it gives you a sense of control over your own destiny. When you realize that success is something you can work for and achieve through your own efforts, you stop relying on luck, circumstances, or other people to give you what you want. You understand that your future is in your hands. This mindset not only motivates you to work harder, but it also makes you more resilient when faced with challenges. Instead of feeling defeated by obstacles, you see them as part of the journey toward earning what you want. Lastly, the process of earning success teaches you the value of personal growth. The journey to success is not just about reaching a goal, it's about becoming the kind of person who can achieve that goal. Along the way, you will develop new skills, gain new insights, and grow as an individual. This personal development is often the greatest reward of the process because it's something that no one can take away from you. The person you become in the process of earning success is often more valuable than the success itself. Ultimately, success is earned through hard work, discipline, consistency, and resilience. It is not something that can be handed to you or achieved through shortcuts. The journey may be long and challenging, but the rewards are worth it. The process of earning success not only leads to the achievement of your goals, but also transforms you into a stronger, more capable person.